They used to call him Cheetah, for good reason. Tyreek Hill's speed and explosiveness made him one of the most feared wide receivers in the NFL. But fast forward to 2025, and the questions around Hill are no longer just about his athleticism. They are about disappointment, culture, and whether change is inevitable.
Tyreek Hill's journey began when he was drafted by the Kansas City Chiefs in the 5th round of the 2016 NFL Draft. Despite being a later pick, he quickly made a name for himself. Over his 6 seasons in Kansas City, he developed into not only a deep threat with elite speed, but also a versatile playmaker, returning kicks, stretching defenses, scoring in big moments. He was central to the Chiefs' offense under Andy Reid, becoming one of Patrick Mahomes' favorite weapons, and arguably his best. He helped lead the team to a Super Bowl win in Super Bowl 54 and was part of a team that became contenders for years to come. He helped put up excellent stats, showcasing consistency and explosiveness. By the end of 2021, Hill had cemented his status as one of the league's elite receivers. Fast, dynamic, big play capable, and feared by defenses.
In 2022, Tyreek Hill was traded to the Miami Dolphins. The trade came amid negotiations and tensions over a long-term extension with Kansas City. The Dolphins made a big bet on Hill, giving him a contract that reflected his status. With Miami, expectations were high to make the offense dynamic, to push the team to Super Bowl contention, and to pair him with the existing talent to finally break through in the AFC East and the playoffs. Early on, Hill delivered. He put up huge receiving yard totals, was among league leaders in big plays, and seemed to confirm that Miami's investment was paying off.
But this last year in 2024 was much tougher. Hill dealt with a wrist injury that apparently cost him both comfort and effectiveness. He even played through the injury rather than immediately having surgery. The doctors recommended season-ending surgery, which he declined for some reason, but he does that. Statistically, Hill's numbers dropped: 81 receptions, 959 yards, 6 touchdowns. Those are solid, but far below what had to be expected, which he had just come off of 2 1,700-yard seasons with his first 2 seasons with Miami, and then he drops to that. It's just a very, very big drop. The Dolphins then proceeded to miss the playoffs, which was new for Hill. It was the first time in his career that they hadn't made it to the playoffs on a team he was playing for. There were visible signs of frustration. After the season finale against the Jets, Hill said things like, "I'm out, bro," suggesting he might not be in Miami much longer. The situation got tense. The team's leadership, being their GM and head coach, met with him, cleared the air. His agent emphasized that the statements were emotional, but also that Hill is still committed to the Dolphins.
Here's where things stand now. Hill is under contract through at least 2026, as he signed his extension in 2022, with large salary cap hits in 2025 and 2026. He had wrist surgery or surgeries in the offseason to repair ligament damage. Hill has expressed the need to prove himself again as a player and as a leader. There's talk about whether he deserves or will earn back the captain role. His post-game comments combined with a poor team season have fueled speculation that he might leave, whether by request or trade. But Hill and his agent have pushed back, emphasizing his commitment to Miami. In his first game of the 2025 season, Hill put up 4 receptions and 40 yards, which came in an underwhelming loss against the Indianapolis Colts.
To get back on track, these are likely key. First, his health. The wrist needs to be healed, and he needs to regain his explosiveness that he seems to be lacking. His consistency also needs to improve, both individual production and the team's outcomes, big plays when they matter, and being a reliable receiver that defenses respect. And the leadership and culture around him just needs to improve. They need to rebuild trust, showing that he's in it not just for the stats, but for the team. He needs to handle his frustration better, avoiding public conflict, stepping up in difficult moments. He's usually one of the big spotlights when it comes to the NFL, whether it's him being arrested or him with issues of one of his 15 baby mamas and their kids, right? And he's constantly shown being frustrated on the bench. It's just, that can't be public. It's a bad look. And then obviously the team support needs to improve, whether it's the coaching, the quarterback play, that being, as long as Tua doesn't get hurt again, because if he gets another concussion, he's done, more than likely. So he needs good quarterback play. a good offensive scheme, and good pass protection. It's a team game, so he needs all of that to help him also improve.
When it comes to Tyreek Hill's future, here are some potential paths. Hill could recommit, put in a strong offseason, which is to be seen, play well, help the Dolphins make the playoffs, restoring his standing, or if friction continues, the Dolphins believe they can't justify his contract, or Hill feels he needs a reset, trade discussions could intensify. Whatever happens, his 9 years in the league, including the Chiefs era, already make him one of the more memorable receivers of his generation. But legacy isn't just about talent or numbers, it's also about how you end.
Tyreek Hill's story is more about just speed and touchdowns. It's about expectations, durability, and how stars handle pressure, and what it means to be great in a business that rarely shows patience. He's still got talent, but the question now is whether everything else will align. Health, leadership, team, culture, he needs it all. So where will Tyreek Hill be in a year? That's getting harder to predict, but watching this moment in his career might reveal as much about modern NFL and what it demands as watching him burned by defenders ever did. And that's the video, right? That's the script. That's our length, right? So we're gonna kind of give our little off script opinions on Tyreek Hill and how he's been as a player, because one, it's easier for us to do this, and two, we need to stretch the video length if we're being honest. And Tyreek Hill, he's been having a rough couple seasons, and I'm thinking he gets traded. I personally believe that he's going to end up on another team by the end of this year.
Yep, I think that trade deadline could be a big time for Tyreek Hill, especially since Miami is not looking amazing, and if they can get something out of him, they might want it. So, we could definitely see Tyreek Hill be an asset that they trade away for picks in the upcoming draft, or depending on how Miami season looks mid-season.
Yeah, so I think they got maybe 5 more games, and then they kind of decide, we're sucking. We might as well try to get for a second. You probably could still scratch out for Tyreek Hill.
I don't know if you get a second for Tyreek Hill.
It'd be Tyreek Hill, maybe Tyreek Hill in a 4th, you could get a second. But
maybe.
I'm thinking he gets traded, because even then, the Dolphins, obviously how the week 1 played out, are not a win now team. They got to work on it, and having a 30-some-year-old receiver who is probably coming to the later end of his career is not necessarily the move to keep paying him, and which he is still cap hit, I think, no matter what, which is unfortunate for them. But and I think the teams he gets traded to, I think the 2 big right now in talks are the Steelers and the Chiefs. Believe it or not, little reunion there, and I think it could be good either way. What do you think, Mason?
I don't know if the Chiefs will want him back because of his issues in Kansas City and stuff. That he had the outside of football problems he had over there in Missouri sort of outstood, and that's one of the reasons he was traded away. But he'd fit perfectly on a Steelers team.
He really would.
Crash outs like Antonio Brown and
DK, George Pickens. He fits the mold perfectly for a Steelers receiver. And
he does.
Even actually, this season, and again, this is all off of week 1, he could fit really, really good with how they're playing. Because him and DK, as we saw, DK took all the pressure off of Calvin Austin. He went out and had a pretty good week 1. And if Tyreek Hill comes in, that splits the field. So that kind of opens up both of them, really. And
I would agree.
Theoretically, he's still a good deep option. If he gets open, he's open. And I think the Steelers would be a good pick, even though they just traded away Pickens. So yeah. I don't know if they're trying to, because they trade away a receiver. I don't know if they're trying to get another one to replace him or what.
But I don't know. To me, trading away the receiver
shows that they're confident.
It shows that they're confident in the receiving core that they have.
That's what I mean. Yeah.
But not only that, it showed that they didn't want to have to sign a receiver back.
That's true. Yeah, one that costs.
Tyreek Hill is only under contract until 2026, right? So he's going to be looking for a new contract. I don't know if the Steelers are going to want that.
Yeah. Maybe they send him on the Deontay Johnson circuit. He goes to about every other team.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think we'll wrap that up here. You know, that's our thoughts on him off the script. On the script, you know, it's a script. You heard us.
Yep.
And I mean, yeah, if you like this kind of content, we're gonna try to do one of these every week. Different players, different teams. You know, switch it up every week. And yeah, I mean, like, comment, subscribe, comment who you'd want to see. If you comment someone, we'll do them. You know, we got nothing against that. And if you want to see any other type of content, comment that. We will do it. We love to just listen to y'all and give you what you want. And it makes it easier for us, too, if we're being 100% honest.
Yep.
And, yeah, Mason, you want to add anything?
Not only that, but like, comment, and subscribe for the algorithm. Get us up there.
It's free.
Yeah, it's free, and it only helps us. And so, if you could do that, that would be great. We'd love you. And, yeah, I mean, I think that's it, bro.
Yeah.
So we'll see you guys in the next one.
Yep.
Later.